Mm. Oh. The fatigue was starting to set in and my body felt heavy. All the same, I woke up early the next morning. It was kind of noisy. I heard voices outside the window. I opened the curtain and... Ow! Oh? There were several girls gathered there. Radio calisthenics? I had seen them do that here once before. I was pretty sure it was only the one time and that they'd moved elsewhere, but they'd come back over by my room. She asked with a grimace. Well, I did think it was a little early in the morning, but I was pretty sure the reason they changed places was because it was gross having me watch them. Akane-chan kept on waving her hand at me with a smile. I guess that meant everything was fine now. Go ahead, don't worry about a thing. A part of me felt like going, yay, too, but I kept it to myself. Now then, better get a little more sleep in. No, I... Wow, hey, don't talk! I was dragged out the window. Hang on a second, listen. Because I was asleep? Not really.
オーロがパンツ一丁の写真がルインで回ってきたんだけど。へえ、彼トランクス派なんだ。私はブリーフが良かったかな。ラジオ体操でいきなり脱ぎ出したというのは本当ですの？だから早く虚勢すべきだと言ったのに。
Are all the boarders here idiots? Everyone was once again all riled up from rumors they generated themselves.
まあ気にすんない。もともとみんなあんたには興味津々だったんだよ。昨日までのことで溜まってたもんが溢れてるのさ。
That part doesn't bother me, but I wish the first thing they took an interest in about me wasn't my underwear. This occurred to me some time ago, but as the only male in a dorm of 100 women, I'd be the one left to fend for himself if we wound up in danger, not the girls.
まあまあ先輩、はい、朝ごはんです。
Yeah. Now that the power was back on and the cafe's oven was operational, we had used the leftover flour to make cookies for breakfast. Then again, I only watched. All of the ladies were as great at making sweets as I would expect. And...
先輩、こっちこっち。ここで一緒に食べましょうよ。
Are you sure? She brought me over to the best seat in the middle of the foyer.
シルビア様がご一緒なさるんでしょ？それなりの場所が必要ですわ。ありがとう。いえいえ。
I took a seat with a tray of cookies and coffee in hand.
オーロ？どうかしたの？
No, nothing. I was escorted over all too naturally. But this was my first time eating a meal here.
エロいな。少しいいかしら。
Mina-chan walked over to us.
ミナ様、どうかなさいましたか？
ええ、ここではちょっと。
わかりました。シルビー様、申し訳ありませんが、少し席を外してもよろしいでしょうか？
いってらっしゃい。
はい、では少々行ってまいります。市松殿、わかっていますね。
Mm-hmm. With a gentle nod, El-san and Mina-chan disappeared. Did I take her comment just now to mean take care of Sylvie-sama due to what happened yesterday? She probably meant it more along the lines of don't do anything rude instead.
カバレロ様、どうかなされたのでしょうか。エルのことなら心配ないと思うわ。さあ、私たちは早くいただきましょう。シルビア様がそうおっしゃるのでしたらシルビア様と朝食をご一緒できるなんて夢のようですわ。あら、私はいつでも大歓迎よ。ね、あかね。はい。お姫様と一緒に朝食なんて光栄であります。
Akane-chan was oddly excited.
ちょっと、あかねさんだけずるいですわ。いつの間にシルビア様から名前を呼んでいただけるような関係になりましたの？私も自己紹介させていただきたいですわ。私は
Through the course of events, all of the girls present ended up introducing themselves to Sylvie. Considering they were all girls whose names I didn't know, I felt invigorated as I listened.
みんな、これからもよろしくね。はい、よろしくお願いします。シルビア様が私によろしくって。ノーブル学園に入ってよかったですわ。さあ、朝ごはんにしましょう。今日一日を元気に過ごすためにエネルギー補給です。美味しいわね。ほら、こうやってみんなで食べるととっても美味しく感じるわ。
Yeah. They were poorly baked cookies and mostly tasted like a giant sugar bomb. But they made for a far better meal than my usual very breakfast.
カミナル様、いかがされました？
いえ、認めるのはいいとして多少手を加えねばなりませんわ。
With that... Oh, she's here now.
無事？
あれ、
It was 10 a.m. and someone unexpected walked into the foyer. That marked the beginning of a massive influx of adults.
お母さん、パパ。
The Borders families, huh? Aside from them, I spotted students from the academy as well as employees of the cafe and convenience store. This meant,
道も復旧したようですね。
yeah, we could probably assume that after the electricity was restored, the road below had become traversable. Vehicles couldn't pass through yet, but people could apparently make it through on foot. Guess this means our survival exercise is over. 48 hours total, not too awful.
エロイナ隊長、よろしいですかな？
今回の件、報告書をお願いします。はいはい。
Looks like Sylvie and Mina-chan were now under their immediate protection, as I could see a massive number of black-suited guards out the window.
ボラル紅茶たちが来ちゃった。ってことは、当然今日は帰らなきゃダメ？
そうなりますね。私は報告書の山が相手なので、眠る時間があるか心配ですが。
はあ、お泊まり会も終了か。ちーっと残念だね。今日もシルビーの面白寝顔集に新しいのが加わると思ったのに。何を取ったの、レーナ？ジョイとボラルコーチェ、お願いしてよろしいかしら？
はい、いかがされましたかな？
至急手続きしてほしいことがありますの。
While everyone was busy doing whatever they pleased, it became clear that all of the boarders felt reassured. Even though we were able to get in touch with the outside world with our cell phones, I guess everyone was still a little anxious. Naturally, those of us who had no one to meet them stepped back and distanced themselves from the groups in the foyer, myself included. I found myself naturally approaching those I was familiar with. Come to think of it, I didn't know anything about her family's situation.
Ria.
Oh, she did have someone. Someone had come to see her. This young woman was wearing a business suit and had a real go-getter vibe to her. Probably her manager, huh? However, she was different from Sylvie's black-suited guards. Something about her seemed strikingly significant.
大変だったわね。お疲れ様。
疲れてねえよ。金曜行けなくて悪いね。
いいのよ。所詮低俗な番組だし、龍蔵寺との兼ね合いがなければ最初から受けてなかったわ。
そう。
Program. I wasn't concentrating as hard as I probably could have to make out the conversation, but...
それより、車を回してきたけどどうする？今週は買い出しとかいいかしら？
そうさな。
Ria noticed me.
今週はいいから、名取さん帰っていいよ。
でも。
いいから帰れよ。いろんなとこにぐちぐち言われて疲れてんだろ。そっちこそお疲れ。
そんな、みんな心配していたわ。
そういう気遣いも含めてお疲れ。帰っていいから。
そう。
The woman, Natori-san, got waved off like she was a nuisance, and she quickly made her getaway. Sure that's okay?
何がだよ。つか聞き耳立ててんじゃねえよ。うぜえな。
It was an accident. If you don't want to be overheard, then go talk in your room. What did she mean by program anyway? I dropped my question. I won't ask then. But are you sure it's okay to send her home?
はあ?
Didn't she come because she was worried about you?
いいよ別に。心配してんのは商品であって、俺じゃない。
Huh?
なんでもない。俺のことだ。プライベートに口挟むな。
Ah, I'll drop it then. But seriously though.
しつけえぞ。
No, like she mentioned something about going shopping. Aren't you out of cigarettes?
名取さん、待った待った。
She chased after her. I wouldn't violate her privacy. But at the end of the day, she did seem to have those who worried about her. Though she did seem to have her own circumstances, considering she'd turned delinquent. Either way, our 3-day weekend had finally come to an end. Even though it was our day off, everyone was awfully busy with cleaning or shopping. I also successfully replenished my cup noodle supply with El-san and the others' help. After all was said and done, it worked out if I just chalk it up to killing time. Sylvie, El-san and Mina-chan all went home.
Senpai!
Hmm? Akane-chan happily rushed over the moment she saw me. For whatever reason, she reminded me of a small puppy.
Senpai, 今日の夕ご飯はどうします？
I was just going to have whatever was laying around.
私たちカレーを食べに行くんですけど、よかったら一緒に行きませんか？バーニングですよ。
Didn't we have curry yesterday?
あれで火がついちゃったんですよ。近くのカレー屋に30倍激辛カレーってのがあるんです。一緒に燃えませんか？
I'll pass.
そんな。
Her ears and tail promptly plopped with disappointment.
言っとくけど、私たちも30倍のは食べないからね。
Lots of girls seemed to feel a sense of freedom now that the road was repaired, and most of the dorm residents were going out to eat tonight. As for me, I'll stay here and eat dinner tonight. I had a light meal at the cafe.
控えめだにゃん。貧乏人かよ。
Shut up! This is a rarity for me.
なるほど。
A light meal at this cafe. It was the first time I'd eaten here despite living in this dorm for weeks, much less getting to eat in the foyer at all. And a resentful pair of eyes pried my way. However,
避難生活のヒーローも終わっちまえばみんなと変わんないね。
hello there! General Kenobi!
まあ、恩というほどではないけど。水道の件では借りを返したいです。これどうぞ。マスカルポーネパンケーキといって、そこの喫茶店のおすすめ。
Thanks a bunch. They left me with a meal ticket. There was no one left to complain if I were to eat here. And as long as nobody complained, the person with complaints couldn't speak up. She must have read the mood. Despite how frustrated she looked, Jogasaki couldn't say a word. That frustrated look in her eyes felt amazing, but I guess that was in bad taste to say, huh?
今日からは何でも食えるね。
I can finally say farewell to the cup noodle lifestyle. I could probably get food on delivery and stuff now too.
まあ、ケータリングもだんだん飽きてくるんだけどね。
I'll enjoy it until it does. I can finally lead an ordinary dormitory life.
だね。
I had finally taken the first step forward in my life here at Noble Academy.
はいはい、ちゃっちゃと運んでくださいまし。
かしこまりました。
Huh?
ね。
Those black-suited guards were back again, and with a ton of cardboard boxes in tow.
カミナル様、考え直していただけませんか？
必要なことですわ。あなた方に拒否権はございませんことよ。
They were carrying them into the guest room across from mine.
カミニャン、何してるの？ああ、お二人ともちょうどよろしいですわ。私本日よりここに住むことに決めました。
Oh, she's going to live here, not Sylvie?
なんですと？
One look at it was clear that they were moving her things, but... what about Sylvie?
来ておりません。今日のところはお伝えしませんように。皆様が移るとなれば、絶対シルビー様も移りたいとごねます。
Yeah, I bet. All the more reason. Why now, though? And why Mina-chan? It made more sense for Sylvie to move in, especially when she wanted to be here, but Mina-chan never seemed to care for the dorm much.
この2日で、まあ住んでも問題ない程度の質は確認できましたわ。だからあなたに目をかけるには、ここに住むのが良いと判断しましたの。
Me? Mina-chan had her subordinates tend to her own room before first visiting mine. Huh? Huh?
この2日間ずっと思っておりましたの。まあ状況が状況だけに言いませんでしたが、ゲロー、この部屋不潔すぎましたよ。
Is it? Looks pretty clean to me. Yeah, you've told me plenty of times. She mentioned it repeatedly during the disaster. It was low-key beginning to sting.
片付けなさい。と言っても、ゲローではそもそも品位ある部屋作りなどできないでしょう。
Cruel.
だから私が片付けますわ。
Huh?
カミナル様、衣装の用意ができました。
よろしい。
That's cute. Princess? Why was she a maid?
これで動きやすいですわ。 まずは掃除から始めますわね。
Had she brought it with her, she took out a dust cloth and promptly started wiping down the table. Mina-chan, what's going on? This whole situation made no sense. I was confused, plain and simple. While Mina-chan nonchalantly continued to clean.
今日から私が隣の部屋に住みます。そしてあなたの生活を見張ることにいたしますわ。
Huh?
よろしくて。
She finished wiping down the table until it was spick and span, then leaned in close.
今現在シルビーお姉様が最も気にかけてらっしゃる殿方は間違いなくあなたですわ。
Right. She was probably right. She hadn't had anyone other than me move in here after all.
世間は下劣で俗です。ソルティレージュ第9王女ことシルビアお姉様のプライベート、特に男女関係には目を光らせています。そんな時、お姉様と近しい男子が一人見つかる。マスコミは食いつくでしょう。世間も皆が携帯のシャッターを向けるでしょう。今のあなたとお姉様が並んでいる写真などが日本中で周知されたら、私はソルティレージュ代表者として困るのです。無論お姉様を愛する妹としても。
I do get that you're basically dissing me for the record. She was essentially saying that I was an embarrassment.
だから今日から私が教育いたしますわ。あなたをお姉様のお友達として恥ずかしくない殿方に。
There was plenty I wanted to say about this. You want me to become a noble then?
その所作は学んでいただきたいですわね。
Give me a break. Here I had finally gotten used to the school and now the bar had been raised even higher. Elsan, I gave her a look which screamed, do something, but...
すいません。皆様が言い始めたら私ではどうにもできません。
Nothing you can do. Is this even okay to begin with? Having royalty live in this dorm? Especially after she had so bluntly denied Sylvie of the same privilege.
それは
これは私の判断で決めたことです。お姉様と違い、寄進派には口出しさせませんわ。王室の話です。庶民が口を挟まぬよう。
The circumstances sounded fairly complicated.
申し訳ない市松殿。この件は我々には何ともできません。それに我々としても市松殿にはいずれ最低限の礼節というものを知ってはいただきたかった。いつの間にかシルビー様を呼び捨てですし、タメ口ですし。
Ah, that's what you were hoping for. It was true that I had gotten awfully friendly around her at some point.
神なる様がご教授くださるというなら最善ではあるのです。私も心得がなくはないが、作法礼節において神なる様に勝る者はおりません。
そういうこと。
Mina-chan was the same person who labeled me a plebeian when we first met, and claiming she had good manners was a bit... That was a little hard for me to accept, but... Well, okay. Calm down me, resisting and saying, no way, wasn't something a smart guy would do. Given Mina-chan's personality, she wouldn't back down regardless of what I did or said. Well, I guess I don't mind if it's just lessons. Etiquette and manners are important whether Sylvie's involved or not. I would rather people thought of me as being sophisticated than some vulgar monster too. The thing is, there are habits and mannerisms I've developed since birth. I bet there are things I'll never be able to change. So, do you think you could go easy on me for a little bit?
ええ、もちろん厳しく言うつもりはありませんわ。
Phew! This was probably a decent compromise. I would accept her as my teacher and hope she would remain open-minded. This was how you bargained.
優しくしますわ。ご心配なきよう。
Yeah.
いうわけで、さっきから背中が曲がってますわ、このケミンが。
Eek!
背は常にちゃんと伸ばしなさい。腰をまっすぐに。
Right. I straightened up.
それから服がシワだらけ。紳士たるもの、着衣も自身の一部でしょう。常に気をお配り遊ばせ。
My bad.
言葉遣いはしっかりと。
My apologies. This is so strict. Elsan, help me, Elsan.
は？どこがでしょう？
優しくしたじゃありませんの。
How do you figure? I'm nearly being driven to tears by a girl who's younger than me.
無知は使わなかったじゃありませんの。
Whip?
普通は悪いところがあれば無知が飛びますわよ。
王室は無知を使うのですか？優しいのですね。私などはナイフを向けられたものです。
Holy shit.
その面では王族は甘やかされてるやもしれませんわね。
最新の教育法は電流を使うそうですので、私とて生ぬるいくらいです。
お互い甘いわね。
Your country is freaking crazy.
というわけで背を伸ばし遊ばせ。甘くても無知までは飛ばしますわよ。
Eek! Just when I thought I'd managed to find some emotional stability in my dorm life, it got even more horrible.